Okay, good. I have to decide between my phone and pen. So, yes, yes.
Think that's about it? I think you can click it, right? Did we plug it in? Hello? It's working. Cool. Thank you. I'm gonna go hang by the door. There might be a couple of them. So basically, go ahead and get started when you're ready.
Okay. Good morning, good morning. How are you guys?
Can you?
Good, good. Thank you guys for coming. I know nobody forced you or anything, you know.
Yes.
You know, some people come because they're forced, but I just feel today like you guys really wanted to be here, right?
Yes.
So thank you. So I'm Desiree Jones. I think I've met some of you guys before in the training, so thank you for coming back. So I'm a licensed mental health counselor and CEO of Step by Step Behavioral Health, where we provide community mental health services. So today we're gonna talk about self-care and well-being and how does that apply to us every day, personally and professionally, so that we can kind of fill our cups, right? So this morning, I just kind of wanted to start, let me see if I can make this. Let me see if I can- Okay, cool, there we go. So we're gonna talk about how do we maintain and practice techniques for self-care. Who wants to tell me what they think self-care is or anything about self-care? Who wants to start? And I promise it's not that serious. Yes, ma'am.
Like making sure you're okay physically and mentally.
Physically and mentally, good, good, good. All right, so we're gonna talk about what that looks like, because every time I ask somebody, they say, yeah, I'm doing well, and I know what that means or whatever, but the question today is, do you do it?
Desiree, I got a good one.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Knowing how to say no.
We're gonna talk about that. Knowing how to say no. Saying no, meaning no, and abiding by that no. Or do we just say no and then we're like, oh yeah, okay, well maybe.
Yep.
We're gonna talk about some of that. Okay. So if one of the sheets you picked up this morning, and I decided not to continue to print out the PowerPoints, they're over here. Did you sign in? If you guys want the PowerPoint, Ms. Heidi can send it to you. I just decided to do a one pager. Oh, sorry about that. I'll bring you one. So today, before we get started, I wanted to just do an activity. So on the bottom of the one pager, it's supposed to be a cup, but really it's just lines. So I want you to kind of think about what your cup looks like. And in that little box, if you'll just draw lines about how you fill up your cup. What fills up your cup when you're running low? Right now, we're gonna talk about it. Right, that little box is your cup. So see that as your cup. Oh, do you need, what do you need? You need
Sobriety.
So, and think about it, and I want you to be honest about it, because sometimes, yeah, that cup is like this, like, oh yeah, no, maybe. So think about it. Good morning.
Good morning.
You okay? Your cup's full already?
I was waiting for her opinion.
Oh.
I did not come in prepared.
No, okay.
I think with AT&T, all more, I didn't think I was
These
gonna make it.
chairs are not in a really good place.
Thank you.
too. Like
Yeah.
detox. Yes, ma'am. There's a goodie bag.
Alright, so where are you? Everybody filling up their cup? Ooh, that's powerful though. See that and recognize it. Everybody needs at least 3 things. Try to put at least 3 things in your cup.
Oh, wow.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Who wants to share what's in their cup, what they fill their cup with? Yes, sir.
Take time for myself.
Make time for yourself. Okay, what's that look like?
I'm always busy doing everything else that I'm not taking proper time for myself.
Okay, all
Whether
right.
it's stuff I wanna do for myself or some things I need to do for myself. I just
Okay.
need to take more time for myself.
That's honest, and thank you for sharing that. Because a lot of people don't recognize it. So thank you for sharing. Anybody else? Yes, ma'am.
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
I don't wanna call
prayer.
this down.
at prayer.
Okay,
The pr-
okay.
And food.
Food. Okay. I need to make sure I bring food so I can make sure I get a good survey for, I know now. Yes, ma'am, I'll get you next.
I recently learned that I needed to do this, so I'm so grateful for the classes that we've been receiving. Yoga for change. I learned how to sit in a class and breathe. Sitting quiet on my porch, prayer, music, good food and conversation, and the beach.
Oh, I like your cup. Very
Yes,
nice.
I recently now, because like maybe a month ago,
Yeah.
I'm pulling all my locks out.
Yeah, she has like a Yeti cup, and I got like a styrofoam cup.
That's right.
Very good. Okay, thank you for sharing. Anybody else? I saw a hand over here. Yes, ma'am.
Sleeping first.
Sleeping?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Because I need the rest. Throughout the week, I'm up and down, driving all around town for case management. So
Oh.
it's kind of draining sometimes
Oh, yeah.
to be, in and out and about. So sleeping and getting some rest over the weekend,
Okay.
or go do my hair or
Something.
something for myself.
Yeah, so the reason that I did the activity, and thank you guys for sharing, is that sometimes we're so busy pouring into someone else's cup that we don't feel our own. And sometimes if you don't write it down or you don't really think about it, unlike this young lady right here, she did. You're really not pouring anything in there, but yet you're pouring a lot out for everybody else. So self-care today, we're gonna talk about activities. It refers to the activities and practices we engage in regularly to reduce our stress and maintain and enhance our mental and emotional health. Sometimes we're drained because we're so busy giving it out. So today we're gonna talk about, how self-care impacts our overall health and well-being, all right? Physical self-care. This talks about the care of your body through healthy habits. Sleep, regular exercise, it improves your physical health. One of the things that she just, I hate to call you, tell me your name?
Denise?
Miss Denise talked about is yoga. When you're doing yoga, everything is calm, your mind is calm, that helps your physical and mental health with increased levels and you probably get better sleep, right? Because how many times are we sleeping and our brain is doing this? We're like, hey, I'll do that tomorrow. What do? Right? The second one is emotional self-care. It involves recognizing, expressing, and managing your feelings in a healthy way. This is a big one, right? Because we just talked about mindfulness and meditation and expressing yourself in a healthy way. So let's kind of talk about some scenarios. Who can tell me a little bit about how an unhealthy way to express yourself? Anger.
Keeping everything in.
Keeping everything in. What does that look like in the workspace?
Disengaged.
Disengaged. What's one of the things that we can do for emotional self-care, especially with the case management role?
Take a break.
Take a break?
Breathing.
So I'm gonna give a scenario, and I wanna know what you guys think about it. A social worker feels emotionally drained after listening to client struggles. She starts a nightly gratitude journal and talks to a trusted friend weekly, which helps her release the emotions and feel calmer. How many times do we do that without releasing confidential information? It's simple, but do we do it? We go on and on and on, and sometimes as case managers, counselors, or whatever your role may be, we take those things home and we don't release them. A way to release them is to journal, is to write them down so that emotionally the next day we're not coming in going off on the person next door. Because we're still hanging on to yesterday. And she's like, well, I just said good morning. You know, you're like, well, I'm still on yesterday because this lady and her 5 kids. Who's that helping? Right? You're not even releasing anything. So we got to kind of talk about how do we calm down and try to release those things, you know? I've been a counselor for over 25 years. I worked for hospice. I've worked for so many locations. And I swear, when I worked for hospice, every time my finger hurt, my toe hurt, you could not tell me I was dying. I was dying every time I had some pain, right? But I knew that was mentally. Like, I was scared. I was nervous. Like, I had to acknowledge those feelings because emotionally, I was all over the place. It's like, how am I going to help these people if every time I think I'm dying? You know, but I had to learn, you know, hey, just calm down. This is not for you. You're helping them. You know, so I had to reframe how I looked at what I was doing for those people. It wasn't about me. I was being used to help them. But let my finger start hurting, you know? So, but that was because I never really, you know, calmed down or meditated or used yoga or anything to just to kind of make those thoughts go away, right? Mental self-care, protecting your mind. Like, oh, emotional and mental are two of a kind to me. They really are. It just kind of, some people want to say emotional, some say mental, and that's fine. But regardless, they're all related to your mind. Like, your mind is really powerful. So it's going to focus on what you focus on. So if I'm focusing on that finger or whatever it is, what do you think is going to happen? Whatever I'm thinking, right? So it focuses on stimulating and protecting your mind. Engage in activities that stimulate your mind, set realistic goals and priorities, and take breaks when needed. How many of you guys work through your break? You may close the door and be like, oh, I'm at lunch, but what you doing? Working.
Yeah.
Right? And then the next person comes in and you're like,
I'm at lunch.
Yeah.
but you working.
No, I'm at lunch. What do you want?
Setting boundaries, right? Right. So, but when we do stuff like this and we make sure that, you know, this is what it is. This I'm going to be eating lunch, even if you're not eating, even if you take that time just to sit quietly, it will still help your mind. It helps cognitive functioning, increase mental clarity, and your focus better. Because I can tell you, like this morning, I had 1,000 things happen. I'm like, oh, it's 10:58 already. But I never sat still to say, okay, this is okay, you know. So it happens to all of us, but we have, the biggest part is acknowledging it and trying to do something about it. All right. So I do have an example. As a therapist, she feels overwhelmed by paperwork and patient load. Raise your hand if you can relate. All right. So the best way for her to do that would be what? How can we help her in that situation? Organization, priority list, breaks, getting away from it. At night, how many times do you sit in the bed with your laptop? Yeah, good luck with that. So now how you think you're gonna sleep? How are you gonna sleep? You won't. So those are the small things we hardly ever think about, right? Social self-care. Building and maintaining supportive connections, spending time with loved ones, building supportive relationships, and communicating effectively. What do you think one of the things have gotten in the way of this?
Time, work.
Time, work, what else?
Sin.
Say it again.
Sin.
I didn't-
S-I-N. Sin. Sin. Like you were talking about doing healthy things to refill your cup. Sometimes if you're in a marital relationship, whatever relationship, people do alcohol, drugs,
Oh, okay.
something, gambling, something that detracts.
That disconnects you from your loved one.
Correct,
Shows maybe an unhealthy habit.
correct.
Is that fair to say? Okay.
Too much TV screen time.
Too much screen. There's one thing I'm looking for. You're on it. What do you?
Social media.
Social media. How many times we're not spending time with our loved one? We're checking their Facebook page. It's one more thing. What else?
The telephone.
Oh, we're getting there.
Oh, yeah, that computers, addiction, social media all the time.
Right. But how many times are we picking up the phone or are we sending text messages?
Text message.
Same.
Text messages. Right? We're
I thought they-
not going by anybody's house anymore. Hey girl, how you doing?
So true.
You know what I mean? But we don't think about it. But all of that's self-care because, there was a time when, you would sit around the table for dinner.
Yeah.
On Sundays, you may go to aunt, grandmother's house, everybody eat dinner. Now, I'm gonna see what y'all eating on social media. Oh, that was nice,
Take a picture of it.
Yeah. But doing that, being that face to face, it builds a stronger relationship, increases the belongingness. This is really big, especially for kids, because how are kids belonging now?
Not.
Social
With their
media.
head down on the ground. Eyes down on the ground.
What increases their sense of belongingness now?
Social media.
Likes.
TikTok.
Thank you. Likes. I got 200 likes. Oh, what is it? I'm going viral. Am I right? That's how they're identifying and that's how they're belonging. That's what's happening, right? Improve emotional support network. How many times do you get with your friends and, now this big thing is brunch, But how many times do you go to brunch and you talk about work? How is that healthy? I've given the example before about how you say, oh, I'm relaxing and I'm really good. I'm going to get a manicure and a pedicure. But while they're doing the manicure and the pedicure, what are you doing? Scrolling, thinking about work. I'm only saying it because I'm guilty. But it's real. But how many times do we ever put that down and actually enjoy the moment of what they're doing?
I had to think about that on the way in here. I had to either bring a pen or bring my phone.
Yeah.
Like, this is self-care, so I had to bring a pen.
Still walking without it.
Yeah.
Oh.
So something simple you can do is if you haven't connected, coffee, game night. If you're playing a game, 9 times out of 10, you probably won't be on the phone or what have you. Just the simple things that we need to get back to. Spiritual self-care nurtures your inner self and gives meaning to life. Whatever that looks like for you, it's important. Sometimes that gives you strength. It nourishes your soul. Nature. So many times we take nature for granted. How many times, if you guys work in this building, do you walk outside? I know it may not be the very best of a surrounding, but do you get outside and walk? I know, racing to the car, right? Like, yeah. But think if you try just walking around the block, stay close in proximity, of course. But how many times do you think about just walking? I should say you walk, you may not come back. I get that. But it's probably better than sitting behind the desk at lunch, working. Let me just take 5 minutes, right? And not only that then goes right back into your physical health. So now you're exercising, right? And if you have some earphones, you may not come back. You get all in tune to whatever it is. It's a really good, that way you're focusing on mental, spiritual, whatever you decide to listen to. But instead, we close the door and I just want you to think about it a little bit. Like, I don't know, I'm just, right? Anybody have any questions so far about that? You guys are like, yeah, Okay, so just the dimensions of self-care, psychological, which is your emotional, Resilience piece, your physical, we talked about that, good nutrition, sleep, exercise, sport, personal hygiene. Many people don't really realize personal hygiene is physical. How many times do you take a shower and you spray on your perfume? How do you feel your cologne?
Good.
You feel like so fresh and clean?
Yes.
You don't think about that, but that's real. We go to the hair salon and we're like, oh, today I know. Like, oh yeah, oh I know, I'm feeling myself today. That's physical health. Opposed to you getting up saying, oh, this is my hair salon week. I just don't feel like ironing. All of that's connected. You ever feel like, you know, when it's time for a haircut, you're like, oh, I just need a haircut so bad, and everything just goes down the drain because you know you need a haircut. Think about it. When it's time for a retwist, you're looking in the mirror like, oh, this is not cute. You know, you're like, this is not cute.
Go Saturday.
Right, I'm just saying. We don't think about how that's really connected to our physical health and how it plays a part of our mind and our emotion. Think about the difference in your attitude when you're doing that versus when you just leave the hair salon or the barbershop or the nail salon. Oh, nobody, oh, what do they do? Love. It's all related. It's all related. Or you put on your best outfit. Oh, I already know today. But let Jean Friday come.
Oh, no.
Okay.
You can look good on that
But my point is, it's all related.
Yes.
Nobody really thinks about it. When we talk about personal hygiene, the first thing somebody says is, oh, they didn't take a bath. It's so much more to that. It's so much more. Right? So when you see personal hygiene, just kind of think about it a little bit more. It's the small things. I don't want to wear my hair up, I want to wear it down. Today I put on tennis shoes. I just want to be comfortable. I can present the information and still be comfortable.
Yeah. And it matches nice.
You know, but I could have easily said, you know what, if I put on these tennis shoes, it's not going to get the message across, and they're not going to. No, the message is still going to come across, and I won't be tripping over myself. If anybody has been in a training with me, you know, I walk, talk, and move, and the time. I'll probably fall at some point, you know? So I made a choice, and it didn't diminish anything. It's a part of, you know, my personal hygiene in a sense.
Couldn't it be called mental hygiene too?
Is this in your way? I feel like this is so in your way.
But I'm
I
listening,
just
so
thought
I'm
about that.
good.
You're okay?
Yeah.
All right.
I can always do
I
that.
was sorry. I apologize. I saw her looking, I'm like, oh God.
No, I understand.
Go ahead.
Thinking about all this, couldn't that be considered mental hygiene?
Yep. So the point is that they all go together. Your physical affects your mental. Think about it. Your mental affects your physical, because if you're sad and depressed, what's gonna happen? I'm not getting off my sofa, I'm not taking a bath, I'm doing anything.
Right.
It's all affected, so the answer is yes, it's all connected. Spiritual, sometimes, you know, people say they pray. What happens if you don't pray? Those people that, how you feel?
Can't function.
Disconnected,
Yes.
lack of faith.
Mean.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
Mean.
Mean. Yeah. No guidance,
Yeah.
no direction.
Yes. Definitely.
You know those days, right? It's all connected. He's looking at me like, next time. It's like all these, are you gonna talk about something for the men? I'm getting it.
Okay, I'm just glad to be able to sit here and relax.
I appreciate being able to fill your cup.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, social. How many times are you, and this is a really big one for me, because I turned 54 and I'm like, okay. You know, it was that old saying your mama used to tell you can count your friends on one hand. Now I'm like at 2. But it's real, because sometimes if you gotta realize what friends are they calling to drain you? Are they calling to gossip? Are they calling to beg? Like, what is it? Is this a one-way street? Like, what are we doing? Yeah, no, seriously. Like, it needs to be talked about. Because you wonder what you're doing and where you're gonna look at your circle.
My circle circle is small for a fact. Like did some triage of, you know, who I would let in my life or not, draining, thickness and all that, so.
But we talk about the circle being small, but who's in the circle? It can be small, but if you still have that person that's draining,
Yeah.
that's calling you every time they need something, what do I need? What if I need to tell you about something that happened today? No, like, girl, I'll call you back. No, you gotta start paying attention to those patterns. Is this healthy for me? Am I the go-to person? Do they have compassion? Is it a support system? You gotta look at your friend circle sometimes and be like, okay, what can they do for me? Because if you're always that person giving and doing, then you're right back to square one. It's not healthy. It's draining. It's draining. If you're having conversations with your friends or your social support, and when you hang up the phone and you feel tired and drained, you might want to reevaluate them. But how many times do we think about it being self-care? We just go with the flow. Or one of the things that people say, oh, that's just how she is. But that's pouring into you. Right? Understanding mental and emotional health. We talked about the mental health, cognitive functioning, mental agility, and psychological resilience, right? So when you talked about the whole mental health piece, the mind thing and the mental health piece is just, you know, how do you stimulate your mind? Facebook? Social media? I'm gonna harp on social media because we have so many kids, so many clients that come in, and I think I may have shared this before. We have kids that are 6 and 7-year-olds, 8-year-olds, of course teenagers. I mean, they are controlling and manipulating their parents with thoughts of suicide because they don't have their cell phone or they don't have social media. Like, it's real. It's real. So we gotta be able to stimulate our mind, and if you have kids, find something else to stimulate them. It's real easy with the iPads, I get that. I mean, you do what you do, but what are they watching on the iPad? It can be a brain activity. Alright? Some of the key points: importance of mental stimulation and rest. Rest, who talked about sleep? Sometimes I'm up all times of night, and Lord, don't let me find a new series on Netflix. It's over. I know I'm gonna be up to 1 or 2. And the next day I'm like, oh, how can I help you? And when it really gets bad, I get to work and try to put Netflix on my computer. It's bad, but I recognize that. But I also recognize that when I do paperwork and stuff, you know how people like music? I like movies. I will do so much work if you put a movie on. I don't know what it is. But if you put music on, I start singing and I get so unfocused. I start thinking about way back when. I'm like, this cannot be happening. This is not good for me. Quick. But if I watch a movie, it's perfectly okay, and I think because it's entertaining my mind, right? And half of the time you can anticipate what's next. So I'm like, yeah, I could have wrote this. You know? Yeah, I'm just saying, you know, I can write. You know? All right? Emotional health, awareness and management of emotions, building emotional intelligence and resilience, understanding the triggers, practicing emotional regulation techniques, and the importance of seeking help when needed. Let's look at this last piece. How many times do we ask for help? How many times do you ask for help?
We wait till the last minute like I do. I wait till it's just like too much. Okay, I can't do this now. You know, I'm thinking I can do everything and do everything and hear everything. Even, you know, with my husband. You know, sometimes men, sorry, Eric, they don't know where anything is. They don't know how to find nothing. They don't know how to do nothing sometimes. And even that just starts wearing on you, you know, because I'm like, stop using my brain. Stop using my brain. You have your own. And then when you just get tired, you and I live on the north side. I travel 30 minutes to the beach. And then I called my girlfriend. I have one. I'm like, girl, come on over, let's talk. And then seeking help. And of course, I'm a Christian, but still, Jesus and therapy go together.
But the fact that you recognize that.
Yes,
The fact
I'm
that you
learning, I'm
recognize.
learning, and I'm learning fast. I'm so
And that's why it's so important about that friend circle, because sometimes you really need people, and you don't actually, sometimes you don't actually need something physical, you just need them to listen
yeah.
without judging, without worrying about whether they're gonna say anything. That's real,
It is.
you know. So when you talk about, you know, emotional, like we on a whole nother topic, we tend to do that anyway, you know. But when you talk about that, you know, you gotta really, and some of the things as women sometimes.
Sorry, Eric.
Just think of, just relax, just relax.
Take note.
You know, sometimes we're so busy helping and rescuing people, and we don't realize we're enabling people. Get up and go find it yourself. No offense to you, husband. You know, but let them do it. And if they're gonna fall, they're gonna fall. Because we end up taking on all the emotional baggage and all the emotional stress, because if you're anything like me, I know with my kids, I was like, oh God, by the time they get it done, it'll be tomorrow. I'll just do it. So what do you think has happened? They want me to do everything.
Right.
You know? You gotta let them fall. Which is sometimes difficult now. You know, but we just, it messes up us up emotionally sometimes. Because now we got their stuff. And we haven't even done our stuff. Right? Benefits of self-care reduces stress and anxiety. Let's talk about anxiety for a second. We're gonna go back to this no thing that you talked about. How many of us tell people no? How do you feel? How do you feel when you tell people no?
I feel bad.
Oh, I'm sorry. You can go next. How do you feel when you tell people?
Yeah, I do feel bad. Feel bad.
Almost guilty.
You get very good. That's what I was looking for. You feel guilty. What is that about? What is that? Why are we guilty? You said you know.
You say, I want to feel, no, I want to say no without feeling guilty. You know how some people say no and it's nothing, but when you say no, people like you committed a crime. Oh my goodness, what man?
And they change.
And
And they
And also,
change.
you think about them, okay, they came to me for help, and I can't help them. Why can't I help them? So you think about all those things that.
And you know what it's like sometimes to me? I don't know if you've ever given somebody, you know, the people that stand on the street with the signs, and they'll say, we'll work for food, or we need food, or whatever, and you try to give them food, and they're like, I don't want that. Exactly.
Yes.
Didn't you say you want food? You know what I mean? That's kind of what it reminds me of sometimes. So when you tell people no, they're used to it. But when we talk about self-care, we have to understand that the no is for us. Now, what they do with the no is on them. That's their perceptions, their emotions, and their feelings. Go let them deal with it. But we need to look at the no and be like, okay, what is this really about if I feel guilty about saying no? And I'm not calling anybody out. Now I'm gonna get in my therapist mode. Do we want them to like us? Do we want to please us? Do we want something from them? Do we have expectations from them?
Not really for me.
Where's the guilt? It's just no. No. Practice it in the mirror. No. No.
And they call you, say yes.
Like, dog, I was trying.
Yes, and I think that's what it is too. Like you'll have a no, and then you'll tell the person no, and then they'll be like, well, alright, I still did have this to do. And you're just like, well, I already done said no, and then you think about it and you feel the guilt and you're like, well, I actually could spare this, and you know, I could wait till that day to. So it's just like stuff like that. Like a person, you'll say no, and
Would
then
they
they'll
tell
take it.
you yeah?
Will they say yeah?
If the situation were reversed?
I feel like they would. Yeah.
So we need to have a training on no.
Right.
What is this really about? What is this really about? Because sometimes we don't want to tell people no because they may not like us. They may not invite us, you know. They may not speak to us. We gotta get to a point where it's okay, it's not my issue, it's theirs. I'm not gonna tell you I can do something and I can't do it, and then tomorrow I gotta figure out where I'm gonna get mine from. What's healthy about that? Ma'am?
First question, so what about, like, sometimes I always say yes, especially when I have friend and family member calling me with the issue. Sometimes it's financial related, and I have like financial goals I want to meet, and then I learned that it's try to say no for you to get there. But then when they call with all these issues, and then I'm like, I first start saying no, but then I sit down and like, just a little bit want her.
So number one, if they're going on and on, I'll call you back. People do what you allow them to do. So you're allowing them to pour that into you to make you feel that guilt. When in actuality, you can control all of that. The answer is no, I'll call you back. It's hard to do, especially if you've never really done it. But the answer is no, because I have financial goals. If something happens, who's gonna take care of you? Where are they gonna be? And the truth of the matter is they may very well be there. They may do something for you. I'm not saying that everybody's like that, but at the end of the day, you gotta put yourself and your family first. And then you do it one time, what are you gonna do?
All the time.
You might as well just go and get them a bank account. That's what you're doing. In essence, that's what you're doing. They're draining you. Now, I'm not the bad person. I'm not saying don't go around helping people. That's not what I mean at all.
I understand.
I just want you guys to know that no is healthy. No is no, and I guarantee you if you tell them no, they'll find another way. They got somebody else to call on the list, trust me. They're just calling you first because you always say yes. And then I gotta call those people because she gonna say yes, she say yeah all the time. The worst thing that they're gonna do is stop talking to you, and that might be good because now you got money. That's some money they not calling. Right? So they don't have to call. You got money, I'm meeting my financial goals. Because it's really about you. It's about you. Because sometimes you'll give people things or do things and you can't sleep the next day because now you're trying to figure out what you're gonna do. How is that healthy?
It's not.
And then you see them on social media and they out to eat the dinner with
Money.
I mean, I'm just saying, is it me? Didn't I just give you and have you paid me back? That should remove all guilt right there. You already know what you're dealing with, And it's not always financial, sometimes it's just no. I don't want to go, no. I don't want to go. I shouldn't feel guilty because you invited me somewhere and I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I want to stay in bed and watch Netflix. And I think that, so one of the things that you can do is journal and write down your pros and your cons. What makes you happy? And don't let anybody, if they're breaking that for you, then that may not be healthy for you. Or you may say, if you want to give somebody something, you may say, well, I'll give them something once a month. Make it on your terms. What are your terms if you're going to let them borrow this, or if you're going to, I don't know what the no may be, but make it on your terms if you really want to say yes. But don't say yes out of guilt. Don't say yes because, think about the reasons of, if I say no, they're going to do X, Y, and Z. If that's what you're hung up on, then that's an internal issue. That's something deeper, and that's what you got to get to the bottom of. Is it easy?
No.
But try it. I'm challenging everybody to just tell everybody no one time this month. See how you feel. One of the big, go ahead, yes, Aaron.
I can't wait to go home and tell my wife to.
Eric.
I'm asking about how that goes, but y'all already know how it's going to go.
Eric, now we're on a whole nother topic. Look, I'll see you after class. Now, I'm just talking about certain things. Don't take me into your marriage. She's gonna be like that lady, that lady that came to training. She's She told me to tell you no, and not to feel guilty about it, so the answer is no. Yeah, right, she gonna be looking for me. I mean, you guys know what I mean, you know. And then, so, yeah. I don't know where I am, cause y'all improves mood and emotional regulation. Self-activities can increase your mood and help manage your emotions. Enhances focus and mental clarity. Taking time for self-care improves mental clarity. This morning, I couldn't think of anything. I was all over the place. It was so bad. I had to just sit down at the desk. So I just gotta stay still for 1 minute. I was all over the place, but I realized that, and I tried to do something about it to kind of get back into the swing of things. But sometimes we don't do that. I could have went all day and just been like all over the place, and you wondering why things not coming out right. And when you're writing and doing, and did you stop? Did you take a real lunch break? A 15-minute break? No. There is no clarity if you're not taking a minute for your mind. Even if you're at your desk and you can sit down and just jot something down, something that you're grateful for. What's gonna help? Right? It promotes better sleep and physical health. What do you think's gonna help if I turn on Netflix? And turn on some music on YouTube with the water and all that kind of stuff. You're like, yeah. That's so much better. I'm intentionally doing something different. Does that make sense? When you intentionally do those things, like this young lady right here, she's intentionally trying to fill her cup. How many times do you intentionally find something that you know you need to do with self-care? And I'm not talking about manicures and pedicures. Because if it's like me, I'm so busy saying, that's not the right color, that's too long, that's too short. It becomes a whole nightmare. She's probably like, look, lady, I don't want that color. Can you make them round? Can you make them square? How is that self-care? It's not. Right? Alright. Strengthens emotional resilience and coping skills. Consistent self-care builds resilience and improves coping mechanisms during challenging times. Eric, I need you to work on this one, so when you go home, you tell your wife, no, I need you to come up with some coping skills.
Hey, keep this in mind. I've been with my wife, we've been together 34 years. It's not by telling her no all the time.
All right. So this training is for everybody in here except Eric. Eric? No. Eric, this is just your break time. All right? Mindfulness and meditation, the practice of being fully present and aware of the moment without judgment. It helps calm the mind and regulate emotions and reduce stress. We're going to do some of that at the end. Right? Practicing your deep breathing exercise and guided meditation and yoga. How many times do you take deep breaths during the day?
I never
4.
learned it's necessary.
You do? Do you guys know how to take the deep breaths, or do you just breathe?
Breathe and sleep.
They breathe, they go to sleep.
You guys gotta take time to breathe, even in that moment, like if you're upset, or even, better example, if somebody's on the phone, and you know you're getting ready to tell them no, start breathing. No. You know? Everybody do it with me. Breathe in, breathe out. No. Now how did that feel? You ready now? Y'all ready now? Right? But take time to breathe. Cleansing breaths really do help. They really do. So when you're behind your desk working and at lunch, try deep breathing. Right?
Especially when that person on the caller ID calls from a certain department.
No, but that's just like sometimes when your cell phone rings and you're like, oh Lord, here we go. Right? Breathe. Change your thought process about it. Like I'll give you an example. My kids are off in college, and you know, if you got kids nowadays, if you send them anywhere, the phone ring. But you know, they're so far away, so when the phone starts to ring, my normal reaction is, what's wrong? Mm-hmm. But I've changed it. Now I will say to them, what's going on, or what's good, what's happening. It's not my first thought anymore, because that was stressing me out. I can't live like that. Every time the phone rings, no. I had to change it because it was causing so much anxiety. I can't live like that. So I had to do something about it. I had to reassure myself that I have raised them to do and be the very best that they can, and they gotta make their own choices. And I'm 5 hours away, what am I gonna do?
Ooh, that's
I'm stressing myself out, and it's really nothing I can do but get on the phone, be positive, and praying through it, or whatever it looks like. But all that other stuff, and then it really gets bad, and they call you, like, hey, what's going on? And they take like a minute to answer, and you're like, oh, you're on the phone like, oh God, I'm trying, would you please say something? You know what I mean? You're like, oh,
Or you listen to
you know, but it's real.
I do that too. Or you listen at the background to see if you can kind of hear.
Right. We're driving. I'm telling you. But every single day I'm practicing. What's good? This is good. This is. I have to, because if not, what am I gonna do? I don't have a private plane. And messing with Delta and United, I will have a layover and a missed flight. So why am I stressing? Can't do anything about it at that moment. Right? So yeah, just thought I would share that. This is pretty much it. I challenge your negative thoughts, use positive affirmations, and engage in problem-solving activities. One of the things that I do too, and I may have shared this too, in my phone with my kids, I don't have their names. I have like positive things attached to their name. Like one of my kids, I have billionaire this. One of my daughter, I have blessed, and I have her name. So I'm speaking and seeing it every time. Right, so that person that's calling you for money, put them in as no.
Or not the bank.
Yeah, go ahead and put them in. Do not lend, or better yet, do not answer.
Right, yeah.
That's even better, right? Right, but I'm intentionally doing that. Because I'm trying to speak it over their lives, and I'm also trying to help me mentally to change any kind of negative thoughts, anything that I can't really, that's all I know to do, right? So it's helping to improve my mental resilience, reduce negative thinking patterns, definitely this. And enhance problem solving. Because I'm trying to let them solve the problem. I can't solve the problem. You're too far away. And Amazon is not always the answer. Amazon and Instacart. Right? How many times do we do it? Like, that's real. How many times do we just get, like, my self-care is Amazon, and then you get the bill, like, what in the world? This ain't self-care. This is not self-care, this is interest.
Yeah.
Like, seriously. You know, we run and do all this kind of stuff, and all we really had to do was go outside and sit in the sun by the trees, look at nature, and absorb some of that. I don't be thinking about that. Sometimes I do, sometimes I'm like, no. But it's real. Like, how many times do we do that? It's so many things that we can do that are free.
Yeah.
Because we done gave all our money out. Y'all don't have no money because y'all done gave it all out. Now y'all trying to buy something too. I'm just joking. You know, but seriously, what can we do? Right. Emotional techniques for emotional health, recognizing and understanding your own feelings as well as identifying what triggers them. Regularly check in with your emotions, identify the triggers, patterns, and journal for emotional clarity. We kind of talked about that. How many times are you checking in with your emotions? You don't check in with your emotions until somebody come up and you're like, now I'm really angry. But how many times do we check in and say, I'm happy, this is gonna be a great day, I'm doing well? How many times do we say we're sad? I get sad some days because my kids aren't home. I'm like, oh, I miss my kids. But I have to I have to quickly pick myself up because I know that thought is a trigger for me. And if I stay in that thought, guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna be checking it like 360. Where y'all at? Y'all not coming home? Who wants to live like that? So I have to immediately say, okay, what can I do? What can I do? That's not gonna help. So I have to check in with myself because I already know. When I start feeling like that, I already know I'm ready to get on the road or whatever. For what? Because they probably won't even be there when I get there. They're gonna probably be like, why you here? Or you get. I'm the last thing on their mind. And I'm trying to burn up the highway. And they could care less. So I gotta do something that will help me. Because they're not trying to help me. You know? Alright. The benefits: better emotional regulation, increased self-awareness, and improved emotional intelligence. Self-awareness is a really big word. Today, you guys are aware of how you feel when you tell people no. Have you ever thought about the feelings behind some of the things that you do or don't do? You just do them. But we gotta learn to be self-aware. Like we gotta be aware of how it makes us feel, how it makes us think, how does it make us act. We'll have better outcomes sometimes if we do that. Healthy expressions: finding a safe and constructive way to share your feelings instead of bottling them up and lashing them out. Eric, you want to talk about that? Here go.
Everything's great.
And that's why it's been 34 years. That is just why. But yeah. Do we really know how to express our feelings the right way? Learning. Oh, maybe that needs to be a topic that I talk about. Yeah, I'll leave that on there. Okay. Building emotional resilience. How do you bounce back from challenges, setbacks, and stress? What do? Inner strength and coping strategies. You develop a positive mindset, practice gratitude, learn and grow from setbacks. Use coping skills like Eric's gonna do, right? It'll improve your overall well-being. Right. The common word that you guys see is mind. It's all about mindset. Even in self-care, it's about your mind. Because like I said, you can do a whole bunch of self-care activities, but if your mind is all over the place and somewhere else, that's not self-care. Because you're not taking care of your mind. Research. This is good too. There are so many resources for you to work on strategies that work for you. Self-care books, YouTube. They even have these apps now that pop up with affirmations. Use it. Right? Try out different activities that work for you. I'm skipping because I want to do this exercise. Does anybody have any questions, any comments about what we talked about today? I'm okay with no this time. You can say no. Feel free to do the survey. It's when you get a chance. But I want to do a quick activity if I can. I think we're pressed for time, but it should be okay. Let's see if I can keep it up. So this is what I want you guys to do when you're Okay, so I want everybody to just kind of sit up, put everything down, and just sit straight up. Please, that was so, that sounded so demanding. I know, right? Look, I gotta do better, right? So, and I just want to do this because I really feel like nobody, I shouldn't say nobody, but how many times during the day do you do this? So I want everybody to just kind of sit. I'm gonna sit right here. You may not be able to see me, but it's okay. So, no, you need to see me. So I want everybody to just sit, and I'm gonna be quiet for a second. And I want you to think about, when you're sitting and closing your eyes, just think about a happy place. Where do you like to be? What makes you happy? All right, so now what I want you guys to do is, I want you to take them, I'm gonna show you how to do deep breaths, but I want you to just listen. I don't want you to open your eyes. So everybody just take a deep breath in, hold it, and then out. Breathe through your nose. And this time I want you to hold it on my count. So everybody take a deep breath in. 2, 3, 4, 5. Out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. One more deep breath in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Out. Breathe out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Breathe and sit quietly. I want you to just kind of think about something that you're grateful for and meditate on exactly what that is while you breathe.